everyone, I am back with my Disney Planner series. So today's video is going to be doing some decorating. My plan for the video is to decorate the front cover, and the little dashboard is what they're calling it. I was watching some videos on planner decorating and stuff like that, so I guess this first page they're kind of turning into a little dashboard, which I'm going to do instead of use the little pocket that I showed you guys in the previous video. So I'm going to use this pocket somewhere else, and then I'm just going to cover this piece with some black cardstock that I've already cut and put some tape on to turn this into my little dashboard piece. So, and then we will be decorating for July, so I'm going to do the monthly spread here, and then I will do the weekly. I might do 2 weeks at a time in a video, and then do another 2 weeks at a time. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do the weekly ones yet, but we'll get to that. So, this is not going to be a sped up video. A lot of you guys that continuously watch me know that I don't do a lot of speed editing in my videos. So it's all going to be done in real time. And if you're a really impatient person, then it's probably not the type of video that you want to watch. So just don't. But if you don't mind real time, then you can totally join me. So, when I bought this planner, I got this planner at Walmart, which I explained in the supply video before this one. And it was really cheap. It was under $8. And it's got July through June of 2017. I need a school year type planner because I do have kids that are still in school. And my whole planning revolves around their schooling. So, kids are kind of in charge right now. So when I got this one, I wanted to make sure that this top would open and that this piece would come out and I could do my own cover, and it did. So this piece actually measures 5 1/8 by 8 3/8. So I'm just going to get rid of this and throw it in the trash. So I've already created my pages. Now my page that's going to go on the inside to where you can see on the inside cover, this piece measures, the red mat is 5 1/8 by 8 3/8. So it's 5 1/2 by 8 3/8. Then the polka dot piece here, it's open stock paper from Michaels, and that measures 5 by 7 7/8. So that's going to go this direction. And then this one is the same thing. So the black mat is 5 1/2 by 8 3/8. Then the red polka dots, again, is open stock from Michaels, is 5 by 7 7/8. So I'm just going to slip those in. Now my Mickey and Minnie heads are 2-inch Mickey icon heads from the Mickey and Friends cartridge using the icon feature, and I just usually cut, I had a bunch more in here but I've used them, so I cut them out and I just put them in this little can here. Then I do my faux stitching as I use them. So if you don't have a Cricut cartridge to use, I know there's probably Mickey head type things that you can download for silhouettes and stuff like that too. But I came up with another alternative that is just slightly larger than this one. As you can see, it just kind of fits right over the top of this one. So this one is actually created using a 1 3/4 inch circle punch and a 1-inch circle punch. So it's done the same way that I do my little mini heads, only just using larger circles. So that one is just over 2 inches tall, so I just keep those in another can. So that's that. Then this sheer ribbon here is from Hobby Lobby. And I know the bow is going to get a little smushed going inside this cover, but that's okay. So I'm just going to slip this in here, and that will be my cover. If I can get it to go in all the way. I might have to trim the bottom just a little bit because it is kind of sticking out of the top, being cardstock. So there's my cover. And then you open it up and there is the inside. So moving on to what we're going to call the dashboard piece here is I have cut a piece of black cardstock, and let me measure this. This is 5 1/8 by 8 1/2, I believe. 8 1/2. So I put some score tape all over the back of this so I can attach this to this one sheet here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sheet and flatten it out. I'm going to go ahead and attach this, and I think there's going to be just a tad bit I'm going to have to trim off of it. And then it should be the exact size of my page here. And then this is where I will stick some of my little sticky notes and get those adhered down. So in between this score tape, I'm actually going to just put some of my ATG tape, just so I know it's going to be super sticky. So just like you're doing like chipboard covers, I'm just going to go ahead and start in the corner and line up one corner. There we go. So I'm actually going to just pull my brayer out really quick and go over, make sure this is stuck down. There we go. So I think there's going to be a little bit that I need to trim off. And I don't like cutting on this mat here, so I'm going to grab my little mat. And we're just going to trim this little bit of black. I'm going to go kind of slow because I don't want to slice the little page. There we go. So there we have the little dashboard piece. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get rid of this. Now, I'm going to just, I've got some sticky notes here. I've got these little to-do ones. So I'm just going to grab a handful of these. And then I have these little Disney ones that I got. I don't know if they still have these or not. I got these a couple of years ago. And when I was recently at Disney, I didn't really check to see if they had them still. So I'm going to take some of those off. And then I've got this cute little notebook paper sticky notes that I got on a little thing. It came on a little mini clipboard from Walmart. So I want to see how I want to do this. And for now, I'm just going to set these on here with their little sticky note. Sticky, and if I want to adhere them down better later, I totally would just take some ATG tape and go on the back side and then just refill on top of that sheet so that way they were stuck in there. So there's my little sticky note dashboard, and this way if I don't like this I can move it around until I get it the way I want, and then it'll be permanent. So there's that. So we'll just flip this over. Then on the inside I have just full calendars for 2016, 17, 18, and 19. Then I've got a 2016 through 17 planning. So it's got January through December. So I figured maybe here I could write like birthdays or like important things that I need to remember, just date-wise. So then I did attach, I just glued May together because May is way over. Then I did a practice page because, like I said, I've never done like decorated a planner before, so I wanted to kind of get the feel of it before I started filming. And I did this last night, and I don't think it turned out too bad. I messed up on June. I didn't stamp it straight, but like I said, it was a practice page, so no big deal. Then I have some of my little enamel dots on there. And just wrote some stuff down. Now I did use a really fine Sharpie for my writing, and it does bleed through to the other side, so I won't be doing that. I'm just going to use regular ink pens because this paper is kind of thin. So just some stamping and some writing and some washi tape on the top and the bottom, and good to go. So now we're going to do July. So like I said, I'm not going to speed any of this up, and I could mess up, I don't know, but let's just see how it goes. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I don't want to zoom in too much. Hope that I have enough battery life to do this. Okay, so I'm going to put some washi tape on the top here, and I chose these little stars and swirls. This is by Queen & Company. And I'm going to go ahead and just cover the entire top because I'm going to stamp July down here. So I'm just going to kind of center my washi tape there, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Hoping that it'll stick. Sometimes this washi tape is not very sticky. So then I'm going to do the bottom. Just like that, because I do not mind if it covers the little calendar on the bottom page here. So then we're going to do this side. This side is a little tricky. So we want all the washi tape to go the right direction. Go. And then the top one over here. So I figured this is a really good way to use up my washi tape, is in a planner, and that's kind of what made me think about doing the planner in the first place, was sitting here looking at all this Disney washi tape that I have and kind of not really doing anything with it. So there we go. There's the washi tape. So now I'm going to do some stamping. So we're going to do July, and for that I'm using the Project Life Date It from Stampin' Up. I'm going to do this in Real Red. So I'm just going to stamp it in this little space right here. And underneath I'm going to put a piece of cardstock just for stability. So there we have July. Then I'm going to take my Daffodil Delight and I'm going to stamp a little star. So if you've got like little stars or something. There's a little star. And then I'm going to take one of my little enamel dots and just stick a little black one right there. So that kind of decorates my month for July. Okay, so now we're going to do some more stamping. And first thing I'm going to stamp is for Saturday the 2nd, and I've got these little Studio G stamps that I pulled out several of them to use, and I'm going to stamp this little tag right here and the little scissors. So here's the little tag and here's the scissors, because Saturday I'm going to go to my mom's for a craft day. So I thought these would be really cute to stamp. Just like that, actually. So let me grab a block. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp these with some Stays-On ink because these are not photopolymer. These are silicone stamps. So I like to use the Stays-On. Put that piece of cardstock back in there. So there's that. I think that's really cute. Close that back up. So then I will just take my red Bic pen. I'm going to get a finer point pen. So I'm just going to put Mom's on there. So I'm going to go to my Mom's. And then what else are we going to stamp? So then we're going to stamp over here on this side for the 4th. I'm going to take that real red again. And I'm going to stamp some stars on the 4th of July. And for that one, I'm using my Perpetual Birthday Calendar stamp set from Stampin' Up. And both the stamp sets that I've showed you from Stampin' Up are available. I'm going to use the real red here. And I'm just going to stamp the whole square with stars. I don't feel like I got enough on there. Just like that. And it does not bleed through too much on the other side. Trying to make sure. Okay, so there's Independence Day. Let's see, on the 16th, I'm going to stamp we have a barbecue to go to. So I actually have these little barbecue Studio G stamps. And I'm going to just use the words BBQ. And I need another block for that one. And some Stays-On. So there we go for that one. And let's see. I think that's it for this one. I'm not going to write too much on here other than the 28th. I kind of want to put a stamp on there. And I've got these little like stick figure stamps. These I got, they're by Stampabilities. I got them at Hobby Lobby. I think they still have these. I got them a couple years ago, but I think I've seen them in there recently. And they're really cute because I thought I could use the little heads in here. So I'm going to take the one with the hat, and I'm going to stamp that one for the 28th because one of my sons has a school check-in on that day. So there's a cute little boy head. See, that washi tape's not staying on that one side. So there we have all of my stamping. I don't have a lot of stickers right now, so that's why I'm choosing to do some stamping. And stamping is okay with me because it actually doesn't bulk up my planner at all. So I am going to end this one here. So I did my monthly overview. I showed you guys my June. I do kind of want to put a few little enamel dots on here just to kind of spruce this up a little bit. So I'm going to put a red one over here by the little boy, and then I'm going to put, oh, this yellow one came off. I'm going to put a yellow one over here by the barbecue. I think they just kind of make it look a little cooler. We'll just put a black one over here. So those are kind of like bullet days, I guess you could say. I don't know. I like them. They work. They kind of pop out, so you're like, oh, there is something on that day, in case you can't really see the stamping, which I don't know why you wouldn't see the stamping, but yeah. So there's my July spread. A peek at my June as my practice page. I love this little fish. This is when Caleb got his fish. I did stamp a little Minnie Mouse there. I'm wondering if I should do a little Mickey Mouse on this side. Let's go ahead and see before we end the video here. Because you can kind of see through them. Yeah, let's do Mickey Mouse on this side. I think that would be kind of cute. Alright, and I didn't get a wipe to clean any of these off yet. Alright, so let me position Mickey. He's going to kind of cover some of the days, but to me that's okay. Because they're not any days that I need to write anything down on. So I do recommend, if you're going to do any kind of, you know, bigger character stamping or anything, that you make sure you fill in your days first, and then you can go stamp over it. Keep forgetting to grab this. This is going to kind of stabilize it a little more for me. His head didn't work. Okay, we're going to try to go back over it. Might have to get my little foam pad out. Well, let's try that. See, I screw up sometimes too, and it doesn't always go the way that it should. So I'm glad this stamp is clear, because that's going to help a lot. So we're going to re-ink Mickey and hope that we don't make a mess of this. Alright. So I'm going to try to line him up as best as I can. And then go ahead and stamp him. There we go. Okay, so I think I'm going to keep my little foam pad out for my stamping because that seemed to work much, much better. Mickey looks really good on there. So, let me zoom out. We can go over what we did, and then I will see you guys in the next one to do some weekly pages. So here is the overview for July. Here is June. Here is the little dashboard and the inside and the front cover. So I will see you guys back here in the next video for some, probably, I don't know if I'm going to do a month at a time or a couple weeks, but I will come back and do my weekly spreads with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and bear with me as I learn how to decorate my planner, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!